Well, this week, Dad and I are heading to the Buckeye State. We're hunting with good friend Matt Day. He puts us on turkeys every year. He's got a beautiful piece of property. We know where they like to hang. We're gonna get there, do a little scouting, and get after some Ohio birds.
Turkey Hunter is brought to you by Browning, the best there is.
Well, Dad and I look forward to hunting Matt's piece of property each year. It's absolutely gorgeous and it's laid out perfect for turkeys and turkey hunting. It's got running water through it, it's got big timber, ag, everything that should hold a turkey, and Dad and I are ready to get after it. We just rolled into Ohio. We're a little tired. We turkey hunted this morning in Tennessee. We didn't have no luck. But the good news is the opening day of Ohio South Zone season is in the morning. And we're getting here pretty early. Overcast skies, as you can tell. A little bit of rain filtering through, but there's gonna be some heavy rain tonight. Dad and I are gonna get here at Matt Day's and check things out and see where we're gonna get in the morning, which I pretty much know where we get every year. But we're gonna build us a little bushwhack shack and check cameras, see what the turkeys are doing, and get after them in the morning. It's gonna be fun to get after some fresh turkeys, and Matt always puts us on them. The only thing that's gonna suck is it's gonna rain till about 5 a.m. in the morning, but that's okay. Maybe it'll filter out before it gets daylight. So, there's always turkeys here. Matt's been sending us a bunch of pictures. I'm excited. You fired up?
Absolutely.
Fun hunting out here, ain't it?
You got that right. I love it.
There we go, guys. we got our setup for in the morning. There's a pile of turkeys down here in the bottom. They like to roost right here. We're gonna go back and look at these videos, let this rain set in, but it's nice knowing where you're gonna get in the morning. We're hid good right there. We've got some blind built. Hopefully it don't come a tornado and blow it away overnight. There you are. There we go. Some cow going on the grill. There you go. Well, we fire some steaks up. We have a great dinner and the rain sets in, but the anticipation is still high because opening day is tomorrow. Well, it's opening morning, guys. South Zone, Ohio. It's about 48 degrees. It's probably gonna drop a little bit at light, about 46. The wind hadn't picked up yet, but it will. Just now stopped raining. It's a wet one. We got a bunch of clothes on, as you can see. We'll try to stay warm because the wind's gonna push today, 15 to 20, and at 40 something degrees. It's not gonna be too pleasant. It ain't gonna be the best turkey day, and it's probably gonna be wet when we walk out there and get him, but it's opening day. And we gotta go, and it ain't raining, so we're gonna ease in there. We built this little bushwhack shack here next to the roost location. Hopefully they're there. Sometimes they like to roost on this creek, but judging by the trail cam pictures, they like to roost up there as well, and judging from past hunts. So anyway, did a little scouting yesterday, rode around, saw another gobbler across the road, backup plan bird, but there's some birds on this piece, and we'll see what they do this morning. So. Turkey right there in front of us. Well, it's cold and it's wet, but sure enough, there's turkeys in every direction. And one has sounded off in front of us, and he's pretty close. They hit the ground, and they ease out right into the food plot in front of us, and sure enough, it's a gobbler and some jakes. Well, of course, the jakes come in and start to work the decoy. And the gobbler acts like he wants to, but when he gets to a certain point, he sees something he doesn't like, and he starts easing to the left, and eventually starts putting, and then clears the field completely and goes into the field behind the tree line and behind us. Well, as time goes on, this bird stays in behind us in this field and he's gobbling. Well, as he's gobbling, he calls in some more turkeys. Well, these turkeys come in behind us as well, and they filter all the way around us and get to our right just off the ridge. When they do this, I start calling heavily, and they start answering, and sure enough, they start closing the distance. We got him and shot him off with a decoy. Opening morning, South Zone, Ohio. Thank you, Dad.
Congratulations.
2 gobblers came in.
Only one left.
Only one left, and it's Dad's turn now.
Hold it right there, man.
That's a good turkey. He's a good 3-year-old. Well, here he is, guys, and he is a big bird. We got a big old 3-year-old Ohio bird here in the South Zone this morning. It was terrible this morning. That front pushed through. It was wet. The rain had just quit, and it stopped long enough for us to get out here and get set up. And then it got cold, and it's still kind of cool right now, but this morning it was cold. It was 40 degrees with about a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and turkeys were wet last night. They gobbled this morning, though. At light, they started gobbling in every direction, and we ended up having one in front of us, and they hit the ground as a bunch of jakes and longbeard, and they started coming to the decoy. And then as the bigger turkey, the gobbler, got closer to the decoy, he kind of freaked out at about 55 yards, and he didn't run off or anything, but he knew something wasn't right, and he started putting and goes into this field behind us here, and stayed out there with these other 2 birds all morning long, and they gobble periodically. They just wouldn't come over here. And finally they made a big circle around us, and the sun come out and dropped off that hill right there, and I heard them gobble 2 or 3 times, and I knew that was the time I needed to get aggressive with my calling. It had been a while since I called, and I really fired them up, and they got to gobbling real good. Next thing I know, I look up and I see a bunch of jakes coming to us through these beans, and they come to the decoy, and then they turn and look at the tree line, and sure enough, this gobbler and another looker come out, and At first, I didn't think they was gonna come to the decoy, and I thought I was gonna have to shoot him out there with the jakes, but he finally had enough and come to that decoy, jumped up on it, whooped it pretty good, jumped up on it, and I shot him off of it. But great hunt here on opening day here in the South Zone, Ohio, hunting with Matt Day. We can't thank him enough. We always have a great time here. And this morning did not disappoint. It wasn't much of a turkey morning, but it ended up being one. And it's beautiful now. The only thing sucks about the whole deal is at 12 o'clock you gotta quit hunting. So we're gonna try to scope one this evening, maybe do a little fishing, and put Dad on one in the morning. That was pretty fun, wasn't it?
Turkey Hunter is also brought to you by Apex Competitions, Indian Creek Shooting Systems, Foot on the Head Game Calls, Grounded Brand Turkey Vests, Apex Ammunition, and Vortex Optics.
Enter the Apex Outdoor Rewards Turkey Challenge in your state. Over $120,000 in cash rewards. Limited number of entries allowed statewide. Every bird is a possible winner. Reward your passion at apexoutdoorrewards.com.
Well, Dad and I have a great hunt go down on opening morning in the South Zone of Ohio. So we just hang tight. There were a lot of birds there that morning. We let things simmer down. We didn't get Dad a bird before 12 o'clock, but we did have a hen come in, and she started talking.
Well, it's the second morning here in Ohio, South Zone. Russ got one yesterday. We tried hard till 12 o'clock to get me one. It just didn't work out. I'm excited about this morning. We've killed turkeys in this spot in the past and had good success, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully I'll get on one this morning and we'll be done in Ohio.
Well, it's another cold morning here in Ohio, but as it gets daylight, we got birds gobbling. And sure enough, we got one gobbling fairly close in the wood block in front of us. Well, there's two birds that are very hot. One's real close to us in this wood block in front of us. He's on the ground. He just hadn't progressed yet. And then there's another one to our right down by the creek. He's progressing very fast. Well, as he comes closer and he's gobbling, I guess he entices the bird to our left to start closing the distance. And sure enough, I hit the call, and they're both coming and coming in a hurry. Oh boy.
Take long, dude.
Take long. Matt said, go back up there and kill a turkey.
You talking about a hunt. Man, that was exciting here in Ohio. We were here yesterday morning and there was a bird gobbling in the woodlot over here. We've killed birds here in the past, and he hits the ground, comes out in the field, and I don't know, I guess maybe he was a little bit nervous of the Jake decoy we had out with a hen, not sure. He had a limp to him, so that might have been the case, I don't know, but he had Jake's with him. But anyway, make a long story short, he skirted the decoy and cut through the tree line right here and went to the other field and never would come back over here, but ended up calling some more birds up from the creek, and Russ got a really nice bird yesterday. I'm talking about a hammer. And then I was a little bit reluctant about coming back up here in the morning. I said, maybe we ought to go somewhere else, because the one bird that skirted us yesterday, but as I mentioned before, we've had a lot of success right here, and Russ talked me into just coming back here, and sure enough, there was a bird hitting right there in the same woodlot. And I figured it was probably that same bird for yesterday. I didn't know whether he'd come to the decoy or not, so today we just put out a hen, but there was also a bird gobbling back behind us on the creek, and he was absolutely on fire. And Russ got to calling to him, and I bet that joker come up at least 400 or 500 yards and swung around us, and I'm pretty sure that that was the bird from the creek, and then the one that had the limp from yesterday, I had a little bit of competition with him or something, but pushed him right on up here. Anyway, I was a little bit nervous. I thought he was gonna cut back through that tree line again. They was, so I scooted up a little bit, but long story short, he come in strutting. I didn't let him get all the way to the decoy, but I ended up shooting him, so I'm tickled pink. We tagged out here in Ohio. I have a ball here every year and can't wait to come back next year.